Welcome to the April 10th meeting of the Oakland Mayor and Council. At this time, roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Levy.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Bialy.
Here.
Okay, Council, please make sure your computer's not blocking your microphone, because we got directions from our camera crew. And also, if you're sitting here, please look at your cell phones, make sure they're on vibrate, mute, and please refrain from texting because it could be disruptive and could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act. In addition, it's extremely discourteous to watch somebody texting. Roll call.
We did that. We did that.
We did that for everybody?
We're still here.
I'm
Are you
still
here?
here.
We're still here. We're not sure if you're here.
Everybody's down. All right, we're going to salute to the flag.
We did it in reverse to roll call,
Oh.
that's what.
Oh, is that what happened?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence. Be seated. My problem was I never sat down, so I got a little confused.
Creature of habit.
It's true. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. Welcome. As I start each meeting, we talk about some news. As you know, a few weeks ago, we had a representative come from the Historical Society, Mr. Engelmuller, and I had asked to meet with the Historical Society. So on April 2nd, I'm very happy to announce that on April 2nd, Councilman John Bialy, myself, and our Borough Administrator, Richard Kunz, met with the Historic Society. We had an open dialogue. We talked about the relationship between the Society and the Borough and an agreement as to what their position is with the Ben Allen House and the Stream House. Are they stewards? We're going to set up a written agreement. Remember, this is a historic building. It's a building that our school children visit annually. It's important, and we're going to try and work together. We talked about fundraising possibilities. I had mentioned that the Oakland Franklin Lakes Rotary Club is very interested in taking on the project of fundraising, and so we're all going to work together. They have a website. They're going to fix up their application process because they're not really trying to solicit for members. I think there were 7. We have 7 members. They have 7 members.
Yes.
I had offered to give dues that night, and they couldn't even take it because they're not even sure what the application dues would be for the annual membership. So it's all very exciting, and we're moving forward. In addition, we talked about that the Stream House, the application to dismantle the Stream House is at SHPO, which is the state organization that will give us the permission and the final okay to dismantle the Stream House. And we explained to the members of the Historic Society that they do not, we always thought, I mean, I was always under the opinion that they wanted us to replicate the exact building, and that's exactly what they don't want. So when we get the permission to dismantle it, we also have to now come up with a plan to build a new building. And Councilman Bialy and I had talked about it for a long time about it would be wonderful to make it into like a little museum, because this was the county seat for a while when the, was it the courthouse that burned down?
Yes.
In Hackensack?
Yes.
And that's where we have the name Courthouse Place, where the Knights of Columbus building is.
Mhm.
So we had talked about it would be exciting to make it into a museum for children. We could have like a little model on a table of what the original Stream House was. The historic value of the underground stream to the, that's why it's called the Stream House. How they kept the meats refrigerated and cool because they didn't have refrigeration. So there's a lot of exciting things that are going to happen. and wait and see, but again, the website is supposed to have an application, so I encourage everyone, if you are involved, if you are interested in anything about history, and it is a fascinating site, please look at the website. They have a Facebook page for the Historic Society, and as soon as the applications come out, Engelmullers, please listen to this, get that application on your Facebook and website, and then people will start joining.
And the following day, Mayor, as you know, the DPW went over to the site.
Yes, oh, that's right.
And they cleaned up
I forgot to
the
mention, thank you.
historic sign with some CLR solution, which takes the lime off. And they also took some Brasso onto the stone plaque. So we're trying to do our part to become partners with the historical committee people.
Yes.
Was there an improvement in the sign?
Yeah, you can read it now.
Yeah.
It's very blue. Good news, Senior Center is open on schedule. We were there, both Councilman Bialy and I went there on Monday morning. I wanted to put a big banner, welcome back. The Senior Center is open. It's brighter than ever. The walls have been painted, the ceiling has new tiles, but they need a new sound system. I'm looking at our administrator.
Okay.
Okay. This coming Saturday is the Easter egg hunt, and I'm sure you'll hear about it from Councilman Talamini. It is going to be on Saturday morning. Festivities begin at 9:30. There is a special new attraction this year, so that's exciting, at the library. And the rain date is Sunday, but I've been listening to the weather forecast, and it's supposed to be very nice on Saturday. So I look forward to seeing all the children. That's great to see all the children there. Best part about going to these activities. On April 28th is the, sponsored by the Green Team, is the styrofoam and plastic bag collection by Borough Hall, the municipal lot. If you need further details, go to our website and go to the Green Team. But this is for collecting your styrofoam and your plastic bags. Bring it to be recycled. Bathrooms in the recreation complex, soon. Another week, I'm told there's a change order on tonight's agenda. Mr. Kearns, another week, you think?
The final inspection for the bathrooms in the Delia building, I believe, are scheduled for next Wednesday. Subject to approval of the change order, the bathrooms in the buildings and grounds facility should be another couple weeks.
Week?
Another couple
Is
weeks.
that a S at the end?
That was.
Weeks.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to
Soon.
order tile and things, so.
Well, baseball season, we'll have bathrooms.
Nice bathroom.
Nice bathrooms. April 4th was this past weekend. I went to the library for the annual, I think it's annual, the Senior Citizen Art Show. Beautiful paintings in the library. They're absolutely beautiful, and it's done by our very own residents. And if you have an opportunity, go to the library and just look at the beautiful paintings. You'll be very impressed. The May 4th and May 5th is the Great Oak Park tree planting, and it is on May 4th and on Saturday and Sunday, May 5th, from 12 to 3. Dress appropriately, wear sunscreen, bug spray, and bring water. Children under 13 years old cannot attend alone, but again, go on the website or contact the Green Team or Great Oak Park Committee, and you can get further details. And what's very exciting, and something I look forward to every year, is our annual Student Government Day, and it's going to be, everybody ready, at our next council meeting. We will have students from Valley Middle School. They sit with us. They, well, we shadow them. They're supposed to shadow us, but they play the role of council and mayor and borough clerk and borough administrator. I think we may even have a CFO person, a finance person. So please come and enjoy. It's wonderful to see these young students become involved in government and student government, and these are our future leaders, so that's very important. And I think that's it for now. So at this time,
You might want to mention about the Frank Leone Day.
Oh, that's right, but that was, okay, but that's the day after the next council
It's
meeting.
good, yeah,
But you're right,
Just to mention.
very good, thank you for reminding me. On April 25th, which is a Thursday in 2 weeks, at 11 a.m., there is a special ceremony at the Oakland Post Office. There's going to be a ceremony dedicating the Oakland Post Office as Frank Leone Post Office, but it'll still be the Oakland Post Office. But he is our former postmaster, longtime resident. Actually, he is the last New Jersey postmaster ever appointed by a sitting president of the United States. Lyndon Johnson appointed Frank Leone as postmaster of Oakland. After he was appointed, he's the last postmaster appointed. It is done by process through the Postal Service.
At
But
11.
that's on April 25th,
At 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
I'll be babysitting.
Your babies, you could bring your granddaughter. I think we're having some U.S. senators come. I know Assembly people are coming.
She
state-
need a passport. She come from Midland Park.
It's going to be very exciting. The whole Leone family will be there. There's going to be some refreshments. It's going to be a sunny day. And Frank Leone, if you remember going into the post office and sitting with Frank Leone in his office, I am sure he is going to be smiling upon us on that day. It's going to be just a beautiful day for the Leone family and for all the residents of Oakland. Now, I'll entertain a motion to open to the
So
public.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay. Quick, I'm losing control here with this agenda here.
Ryan Schwertfeger, 58 Andrew Avenue. The first hat I'll put on is my OCC chairperson hat. I'm glad you brought up the Frank Leone ceremony. We would be interested in potentially hoping to try and cover that event for Oakland TV. So if you have any information, program, list of names,
Yes,
if someone can send that our way.
and we also have newspaper reporters coming, and I think they tried to get Channel 12 to come, so it's very possible.
So whoever's organizing it, if we would be able to have some of that information so we can
Okay.
make sure our volunteers are
It's on the
ready.
25th that morning, so it can make it for the next newsletter.
It could. And with that, we actually dug through our archives and we uncovered a VHS that was at Portobello's honoring Frank Leone for 35 years of service. This was back in 2002.
Wow,
So we found that, we digitized it from VHS, it's on a DVD now.
wow.
And it's going to be airing on Oakland TV starting tomorrow, 8 a.m., 4 p.m., and 10 p.m.
Wow.
So the quality, I mean, it's from 2002 and it was converted from a VHS, so the quality isn't fantastic, but it's there. And we would recommend that if anyone's interested in watching that, you can certainly put on either channel 77 or 45 if you have
And I
five.
wonder if they have anything from his retirement party at the Brownstone.
I
Interesting.
keep
Yeah.
looking, but the one that we found
Yeah.
was at.
Yeah, the pictures,
Maybe you can make a copy for the family of that DVD.
that would be
Yeah,
nice.
the one
And
that we had
Councilman
was at
Bialy
Portobello's, was the one at
has
Portobello's.
photos from his retirement party that was held at the Brownstone. And they're coming
I'll
too.
have to search them out.
All right.
Oh, Thank you.
Also with the OCC hat on, we're still looking for commissioners, volunteers, if anyone's interested, occ@oakland-nj.org, still looking for people. And then just switching hats to my dog park hat for a second, I just want to thank the council in advance for your support of the dog park project over the years, and I'm looking forward to seeing the resolution pass this evening. So, thank you.
Anybody else?
Don Center, 47 Thackeray Road. 3 council meetings ago, or, yeah, this is the third one.
But who's counting, right?
The last one I was at. We talked about the Meadowlands Power Authority, or power plant. And at the time, you said it was going to be discussed and would be on the agenda. And I know it hasn't made it onto any agenda at all.
Has been discussed.
Well, maybe, but it didn't make it onto an agenda, and I'm wondering, when will it make it onto an agenda to at least be discussed in public instead of in private?
So you want to hear the discussion in public?
Yes.
So, does anybody have any comments on this? Or would you mind if we'll put on the agenda? We'll put on the agenda for next meeting, Mr. Kearns.
Sure.
Yeah, and Mayor, we did have it on the agenda.
We did discuss it.
Well, from what I recall, there was information provided on the topic, and I thought council decided that they wanted some more time to digest it and then come bring it back.
They did
So-
read all the information, and the information was sent out to
Right.
everyone.
So we can put it on for the next agenda.
We'll put it on for the next meeting.
Thank you.
And then you could sit and watch Student Government Night,
Okay. When is that? by the way?
April 24th.
Thank you.
Good evening, Ken Dolsky, Parsippany. The last time was, I was here with Don, and I did bring up the issue of the Meadowlands Power Plant. I believe you said you hadn't done any of your homework yet, and I don't think I really spoke very much, and I gave you some material. So I would like to say one thing about it, and talk about one of the most kind of insidious aspects of the air pollution, and that's the amount of ozone that this plant is going to pump out. In meetings with the DEP, they told us that this plant would exceed the EPA limits for ozone. But because they were allowed to buy ozone credits, they were probably going to give them their air quality permit. Now, this is in an area, Bergen County and Hudson County, that already get grades of F from the American Lung Association for exceeding ozone. And ozone has some very, very nasty capabilities. And in fact, partly because of ozone, Bergen County leads the state in terms of the number of pediatric asthma, adult asthma, COPD, lung cancer, and cardiovascular disease, people with those diseases. I'm not saying it was always caused by ozone, but ozone certainly exacerbates all of those diseases. And this area already has plenty of people that are sick. So the other thing I want to say about ozone is that studies have shown that it also causes premature death. And I will give you these documents. I'll give you this paper. Actually, it's a presentation I gave in TNEC, and I'm recycling it. But the information hasn't changed.
We like recycling.
And there were two studies. One was in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Researchers examined more than 22 million deaths in the Medicare population and found that a 10 parts per billion rise in smog pollution increased the daily mortality rate by 0.5%, regardless of how low pollution levels had been initially. Another study found that the death rates for older Americans rise as air pollution increases, even when air pollution levels are below current national standards. So everybody sitting here in this room, your friends, your relatives, are all at risk for increased rate of premature death because of the ozone that we already have and the additional ozone that we're going to get if this plant is built. Now, in the past, we didn't have much choice. We had to use the best technology we could to build power plants, and we took the outcome, and who knows, we know people have died prematurely because of it. Now we have choices. We have renewable energy, and in this case, we don't even need the energy in New Jersey. In fact, the DEP has told us they don't need any more power plants in New Jersey. New Jersey has very, very flat electricity consumption. Even though this power plant is going to sell its electricity in New York if it were built, even so, we still don't even need more power plants in New Jersey, and we have better options.
Who said that? We don't need more power plants?
Paul Baldoff, B-A-U-L-D-A-F. Of the DEP. Okay? So, I would ask you, when you're considering what to do about this power plant, and 50 towns out of the 70 in Bergen County have already passed resolutions opposing it, think about the fact that you, your friends, your family, everybody you know is going to be breathing this air. And this is not a one-time event. This is 30 to 40 years. Most of us in this room, a lot of us could be dead by the time this power plant is shut down. And hopefully you wouldn't have died because of the ozone that this
And
power
I hope
plant
you're
is gonna
aware
pump out.
that the Bergen County section of the League of Municipalities, which I attend every month, has passed also a resolution
Yes, yes.
that we
Yes.
oppose it.
And yes, we are trying to get 100% of the towns in the county to pass this resolution.
But don't you need some towns in Hudson County since it's right there?
Hudson, yes, we do. We'd love to get towns in Hudson County. The political environment there is much tougher, and there's only 12 towns, and we're doing what we can.
There's only
but
12 towns in Hudson County?
I believe so. I mean, they're packed like sardines in there. but-
And we have 70 municipalities in Bergen County.
Right,
Almost 1 million people.
right. Yeah, we're not trying to, impact you necessarily. We're not trying to influence you. We're not trying to influence the freeholders. We're trying to influence the governor.
Exactly, and that's what we sent letters, and the mayor's group has also sent letters to the
Yeah,
governor.
and that's
And he
where.
has not, they have not taken a position.
No, he's
I know
learned
that
more.
because I went to a meeting this week and we asked about that.
Yes, well, we're working at it at every angle we can. And, he's hoping that the Energy Master Plan is gonna figure magically how to allow about a 30% increase in greenhouse gases while driving towards, 100% clean renewable energy.
Okay, so this will be on the agenda for the next meeting.
And you can't put, what's putting 10 pounds into a 5-pound sack.
And Don, if you don't come, Don will tell you what happened.
Okay, either way, thank you. So let me give you these notes and.
Thank you, and then you can pass that,
Okay.
you'll make copies.
Thank you very much.
Frau Clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just pass it to every,
Yep.
make sure everybody gets it. Thank you. Anybody else? We're gonna wait? Okay. Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, March 27, 2019. Motion?
So moved.
Second. Is that a second?
Yeah.
Any changes, any additions, modifications? If not, roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Abstain?
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
March 18th, 2019. This is an executive session minutes. Everybody has a copy. If there's going to be any discussion, it has to be done during executive. The March 18th, 2018 executive session is a motion to approve.
So moved?
Second.
Second.
Will there be any discussion? If not, roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Have to abstain?
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
March 27th executive session.
So moved?
Same.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Abstain?
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Special announcements and appointments. The planning board, we have a lot of changes at the planning board, and the next planning board meeting is tomorrow night. And it's, as far as we're still here in council chambers, even though the senior center has reopened, we will be meeting here at 7 o'clock. Now, the changes of the planning board this year, we had some resignations. Our longtime member, John Madden, has moved out of state, so he sent in a resignation, and his term expires 12/31/20. Instead, I am moving Joseph Moscovetra, who is Mike Rose, who is the alternate one, into his spot. And I will finish out the term as a regular member. So Michael Rose, you're now a regular member, voting member of the planning board. To fill Mike Rose's alternate one spot, I'm moving alternate two, who is Joseph Moscovetra, into the alternate one spot, again, expiring 12/31/20. Now, alternate two is a new person, and I'm appointing Greg Liss, Liss. The council has a copy of his citizen leadership form. I've met with him, spoke with him, very, if you look at his resume, it's incredible, and I'm very excited. He's going to bring a lot to the planning board. So, Greg, your first meeting, I'm sorry to tell you, is tomorrow night already. Please get in touch with Borough Hall because you have to take the oath of office. And here's Kathy, because Lisa's out this week. Meet Kathy at Borough Hall before the planning board meeting, and so you could take the oath of office and then join us at the planning board tomorrow night. Now, we have another problem on the planning board, and that is our official, who is Dan Hagberg. What we found out, and after looking at the schedule and the whole layout of the planning board, Dan Hagberg was considered a Class 2 official. But our attorney told us because one of our members, who is, what's his name? I'm sorry, Lee. Lee Heyman is also a member of the Environmental Commission, so he's considered a Class 2. So we just need to have somebody replace as a regular sitting member. So if you know of anybody interested in the planning board, please get in touch with me, or Lou Levy, our zoning council liaison, and Lee moves into Class 2 official, and we'll figure it out. So that's where we are, unless there's somebody from the, Richard, unless you know somebody from Borough Hall, or an employee official who is dying to get on our planning board.
Nobody has expressed interest.
Oh, okay, then a regular member could take his place. So Greg, don't forget tomorrow night, you are now a member of the planning board, as soon as you take the oath of office at Borough Hall. Now, we have a change in the Environmental Commission. We received a resignation from Gina Maya Costa. Her term expires 12/21. We have alternate 1 and alternate 2. So the alternate 1 moves up into Gina's spot, that's Allison Fleeson. And then the alternate 2 moves up into the alternate 1 spot, that's Peter Keycott. And now we need Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes,
alternate 2 spot,
for environmental.
environmental.
Right,
So as soon as you talk to them and
sure.
let us know. Resolutions, I'll read them quickly. Well, no, we don't do that, your raffles. The Indian Hills PTSO of Indian Hills High School has applied for a raffle license 1358 to help fund programs and scholarships for performing arts students of Indian Hills High School on April 25th, 26th, and 27th. And it will be from 6 to 9.
So moved.
All approve?
Aye.
Opposed? Now resolutions. Okay, if you want any pulled out, you'll let me know. Resolution 19-123, it's an interlocal agreement between Waldwick Well Baby Clinic and Oakland, and it's to provide certain services to infants and preschool children that reside in Oakland through the Waldwick Well Baby Clinic, and the administrative fee, a one-time fee of $125, and a $35 fee per child for examinations, and a $20 fee per child for immunizations. 19-124, approve OCC bylaws for 5-year plan. They reviewed their existing bylaws and they revised to reflect the current organizational structure. 19-125, award contract to Agnoli Engineering for community rating system, engineering services for the enhancement of our community rating system. Submitted a proposal of Agnoli Engineering, and not to exceed the amount of $8,000. And I thank Councilman Levy for finding him and doing our CRS program from the start.
Don't thank me, actually thank the New Jersey DEP, they're the ones that turned
He's
me
been
on to
great, and so if you have to buy flood insurance, you can thank Agnoli Engineering for all the work he's doing to lower the fees for, lower the cost of flood insurance. Resolution 19-126 is award contract to Agnoli Engineering for floodplain managers services, and this is the amended. So everybody should have the amended resolution because there was an error in the amount. And on 126, it was originally, it should not to exceed $2,300 effective June 1st, 2019. And because we're losing our floodplain manager, we need a floodplain manager. 19-127, authorized preliminary assessment report for 76 Roosevelt Boulevard. Boucher and James, Inc. has submitted proposal not to exceed $1,275, listed at block 1605, lot 8, and that is for that road. 76 Roosevelt Boulevard acquisition, authorized survey work, Dykstra Associates, not to exceed $2,750. Resolution 19-129, 76 Roosevelt Boulevard, acquisition, authorized title work, title lines, submitted a proposal dated March 12th for an amount not to exceed $959. Resolution 19-130 endorsed the dog park. A Great Oak Park Committee has reviewed and endorsed the concept plan with minor changes. Mayor and council believe a dog park would benefit the residents. To minimize the financial impact of the community, funding for the dog park must come from grants and donations. Official support for the project will aid in obtaining outside funding, and that's what this is. It's called the Jill Schwartzberger Memorial Dog Park. 19-131, amend the contract for our borough attorney. He's been paid an hourly I can't even speak tonight, an hourly rate of $125 since 2002. And he's 2002?
2002.
2002. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And he's requesting a slight hourly increase from $125 to $137.50, starting April 1st.
We held him down.
And
I think he was overpaid in 2002.
Resolution
Oh, going
19-132,
back.
authorize refund of taxes due to edit assessment appeal. This is for block 5202, lot 18, for Sangbum Kim and Hunsu Park, in the amount of $152.32. Resolution 19-133 is to authorize our engineer for the 2019 road program. We have a report of, I don't know, I'm sorry, I just can't read tonight. Boswell Engineering submitted a proposal March 28th for a fee not to exceed 100. Oh my, too much time in court
Bobby,
today.
come on over.
100.
We want Bob, we want Bob.
103,000. Thank you. Is that correct, or is it,
Yes.
or is it $103?
103,000.
John is laughing. No, that's our engineer, John.
Not if we move that decimal point.
Resolution 19-134, authorize refund of recreation fees to Jin Feng Ning at 37 Winding Ridge in the amount of $199. This is a refund for the TGA Spring Break Camp. Resolution 19-135, authorize the tax map maintenance services, Civil Solutions, not to exceed $5,000. 19-136, authorize agreement, the 2019 tax appeal assistance, and for Integra Realty Resources, not to exceed $20,000. And the last one, which was a change order, the recreation bathroom renovation project. That's resolution 19-137, to install tile in buildings and grounds facility bathrooms, $8,100. The existing contract of $3,716.26. Net amounts will be $4,383.74. Do you wish to have any pulled out?
No.
If not,
So moved.
Second.
any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
I guess.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
That was a yes for Councilman Levy.
Yes.
It was.
Okay, ordinances, introduction. The first one is 19 Code 782 for the Cap Bank. It's an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank for the calendar year 2019, and by ordinance appropriate the difference between the amounts of its actual final appropriations and the 3.5% rate as an exception to its final appropriations in either of the next two succeeding years. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And this is just the introduction. Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Roll call. Final hearing will be?
April 24th.
Okay. And if you would like to read about it, you can get copies of this at Borough Hall or on, anywhere. Ordinance 19783 is to amend the solicitor's ordinance. This I brought up to our administrator, because when I was in court, one of the towns tried to fine a particular solicitor for soliciting in that town without a permit. Turned out their ordinance did not allow the town to do so and did not require a particular company to obtain a permit. Rather, they would have to have a particular person and know the person's name. So this ordinance will clarify our solicitation ordinance. And this is to introduce it. Is there a motion to introduce and amend?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Nam?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Final hearing.
April 24th.
Thank you. Ordinance 18 Code 784 is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 2-16 of the revised ordinances. And the section will be titled Cable TV and Communications Commission. What this ordinance will do is to allow for a non-voting junior member between the ages of 13 and 18 years old who is a borough resident to become a member of the Communications Commission. There a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Nam?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Final hearing will be,
April 24th.
a lot of going on April 24th. Yes. Now we have a final adoption.
Students can take care of it.
The students, we'll have the students do it, right? The final ordinance for final adoption is to amend the recreation fees. Now, this was brought up before, it was discussed. The fee for tackle will be $255 in football, and flag football will be $65.
So moved. Second.
Oh, okay, this is, no,
Final
wait,
adoption.
we have to open to the public to discuss.
Okay, open to the public.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to speak on the increased fees for recreation?
Move to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, the motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Hold on one second. Okay.
Couldn't keep up with it, right?
Oh, my God. Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Nam?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have Resolution 19-118, and this is authorizing the 2019 budget to be read by title only. So it's NJSA, the New Jersey statutes, 40A:4-A provides that the budget be read by title only at the time of the public hearing if a resolution is passed by not less than a majority of the full governing body, providing that at least 1 week prior to the date of hearing, a complete copy of the approved municipal budget as advertised has been posted in the municipal building, and copies have been made available by the clerk to persons requiring them. Motion?
So moved.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Nam?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
So if you are interested in reading the budget, go to Borough Hall and get your copy of the budget. Introduction of the budget, this is Resolution 19-119, and this is the introduction of the budget for the year 2019. And is there a motion?
So moved.
This is the introduction.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Nam?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Okay, work session. Are you going to bring it up, Mr. Kunz, or are you having Mike do it?
I think I'm just gonna say that we've been working on a potential banner sponsorship program for the downtown that Michael's been putting together based on some work he's done in Riverdale. And he can present you with the details of what he's been working on. So, Mike, you're on.
If you could come up over here, tell everybody who you are and your position in the borough, and then,
Michael Corelli, Assistant to the Administrator, Borough of Oakland. Thank you for having me. I am here to present an idea that we came up with the DPW Superintendent, Rich, and myself at a previous meeting regarding the Christmas displays in town. We thought that a good way to promote local business in town, get businesses involved, enhance the downtown, and beautify the street would be to offer street banners to local businesses in town. They can purchase one banner only for $150. The banner will be up all year long from late April until Thanksgiving, until we put our Christmas decorations up. I put the numbers on here of what the final cost would be and what extra funds we would collect for the borough. It's very straightforward. I have all the letters drafted already. I just was hoping to get your blessing. And I can tell you from the past, businesses really appreciate it. And it's just a good way to beautify the town, so.
Does anybody, is there like a censorship, or does anybody look at the banner and say, this is inappropriate? Who's the committee that decides, or they can put up any banner?
No, there's a consistent borough design, and there's a mock-up of that in the materials. This would say, welcome to the Borough of Oakland.
So it'd all be the same?
Yeah, right, and just,
Oh.
and just at the bottom would be the sponsoring business.
If you look at, it looks like page 146 on the iPad.
I'm looking at the paper.
Yeah, so there would be a consistent look throughout.
I thought they make their, I thought,
It would be like.
see, I was confused. I thought everybody had different designs. I said, it'll look like a circus.
Nope, same design, different logo at the bottom. It would run down the whole street.
Oh, nice.
I would expect a high turnout too, so I'm not expecting an issue. It's
So, in the memo, Chopper had suggested to let families buy a banner, but then I, meaning you,
Yes.
because you signed the memo, say you think that was a bad idea.
It gets messy. I rather just, it's a way to promote local business in town, not families. You know, all the residents are
I agree.
fantastic, but it's just a way to
Well,
promote business.
eventually
that's all.
gonna run out of place to put them.
So, yeah, where are you gonna put them?
It's just it's a matter of if all the businesses participate or not. I'm not expecting every business to participate, so
But they'll be recognized on the banner.
yes,
One business on each banner?
yes,
Correct.
What color are they?
they're navy,
With what
Is
color?
Yeah, navy.
letters?
white.
Yeah, the mock-up there is white on navy blue. If everybody likes that, we can go with that. If we want to look at a different color scheme, we can
What is-
do that potentially as well.
Cool.
What's
It's
the
at the
color?
end.
At the
Very
end.
nice. Yeah, but
Navy
it looks,
blue.
it looks black on the.
Hey, Mike, it's very black on the pad.
Yes, it's very dark.
You said there's.
Does does she know?
What am I pressing?
Use your imagination.
Show her how to do that.
I'll show you that.
Oh, so it'll be
Ask
white
Papa
on
to tell
navy
you.
blue?
He'll show you.
Michael has it.
Unless everybody would prefer, a different color scheme.
Okay.
It's kind of,
Oh, since you already bought one?
No, just
Oh.
a sample.
Oh, everybody look.
Navy blue is the
and this
best
will be
idea.
where will the banner be
They
located?
will run down Ramapo Valley Road from Franklin Ave to Long Hill Road.
Where?
They're on the utility poles. There's 64 poles.
Okay.
They're
So it's
already,
first come, first serve.
yes, and we already bought the brackets because we bought Christmas decorations, so there's no added cost.
Okay.
So-
And what about organizations?
Yeah, we'd welcome organizations. It's a first come, first served basis.
Rich, what's the official town colors of Oakland?
That's actually,
varies.
you know what,
It
that's
varies.
not a straightforward question. What we did, when we were looking at the website, when we were looking at the OCC logo, it's kind of a mix between, like green
Green.
and kind of like a gold buff and a blue, like a navy as well. That's in there. So we could try to mock
Navy
up
blue
something
represents a
that,
beautiful environment.
so we could try
I'd
to
like
mock
to
up
see it
something
in
that
green. I
incorporates.
think green would be
I
better.
think navy blue is about the best.
Well, if
This
it's
is
green
like-
as the town
This
colors,
is like the
and put
time
the
with the
lettering
logo for
in
the
gold.
OCC with the leaf.
Well, and that's,
It promotes
Well,
the
what you
environment.
Right.
Blue promotes the environment.
My law office will buy one.
Hey, Mike,
No, that promotes
ask a question?
use.
is a business allowed to buy more than one?
No, because what would prevent a business from buying the whole street? And then we're not,
Chopper, we'd never get a
we're
banner.
not,
Chopper would have the whole one.
promoting local
we'll
business.
sell streets too.
We'll sell, yes.
yeah, the idea is one banner per organization.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so an organization
Yeah.
can buy one. Are you going to send out notices to all the organizations?
Yes.
we would do a wide solicitation, yes, to the businesses, to the organizations, yeah.
I make a motion to move forward with the banners.
Well, it's a work session, can we just do that?
Well, does everybody, let's settle on a color too.
Well,
Yeah, I think
everybody,
you should give them to go forward, and then you
can
can
you make
ratify
color,
a
yeah, why
partial
don't we do
solution.
colors?
Why
Everybody,
would-
Navy's good, I think his choice is good.
I think
but
Brian's
Pat
right.
wants it green.
No,
I
like green
John wants a green.
No, Pat wants green.
No, I want blue.
Pat wants blue.
Oh, I think
Navy
that's green
blue.
for the
No,
environment.
navy blue. No, green is for recycling.
We're navy blue over here.
But-
White on navy blue, silver on navy blue, gold on what?
White are the letters?
I think gold maybe, no?
So
I'll
white.
send examples.
Why don't you, can
Well,
you make,
I think gold on blue matches up with some of the sports team colors,
Oh, it'll
right?
be like Indian Hills High School.
Hey, Mike,
can you change that to gold and send it to us?
Absolutely.
Mike, just so but the banners that go up during the holiday season are red, correct?
Yes,
So those are
Red
red.
and green,
yes.
And gold.
They're Christmas.
and gold for maybe for Hanukkah. Silver and blue.
The banners would be, two colors, or, like, is it?
Blue with white letters or gold letters.
Two colors, but then a business logo may be different.
Whatever it is.
Right.
I see you have it here in
Whatever.
red.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do the logo.
Yes,
Yep.
the business can put their logo on the bottom.
That's
If
the whole
they have
point
See
of
it,
it.
Lynn?
If they
On the
have.
bottom.
I'm getting there. I'm getting
That's
there.
the point of the banners, so the.
Yep.
So Mike, are there enough businesses and organizations to be able to get
I
up
need
to
a-
64?
I need the
I have
Yes.
about 90 letters drafted,
Okay,
so
you just go
it should
on
be
your-
good.
you feel pretty comfortable?
Yeah.
with
The
it?
last
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
But I don't know if
So Mike, is the plan,
have that there.
Yeah, she should
Oh,
have.
there, I pressed it.
we put
Oh,
all
I got
these
it, you got
Bring
it.
it up, bring it
little
up.
banners?
There.
But it looks like it's white on black.
Linda, make
I
it bigger.
would
And
say
then-
by Memorial Day parade.
Whenever it is. And then
Yes.
holiday
Right.
season comes, these come
They
down,
It
come
still
down.
looks white on black.
holiday things go back up.
I think gold
Holidays
instead
over.
of white would be better.
No,
Then we
because
go
you're
back.
saying it'll end November.
Time in between maybe April when the spring comes around,
Yeah,
we'll put
holiday,
it back up.
then you put
What-
them back up.
Yes.
What's
And
the?
then, hold on, one second.
Are we selling them every year, or
That's
just?
my next question.
3 years.
They're good for 3 years.
Thank
And part of that is borne by a little bit of experience of how long these banners last before they start showing wear. So we would replace them out, basically do this on a 3-year cycle.
I think it's a great idea.
So you'll put that on our Facebook page, our website, for organizations and for businesses? Are you in touch with the
Well, Mike,
Community of Commerce?
Yes, I got a list from them of all the businesses in town. Very helpful.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Michael.
Thank you
As
very
soon
much.
as everybody agrees on the
You want
colors.
that blessing in Latin?
Did we agree on colors?
I got a quick
No,
question.
no, he's gonna
He's
send
gonna
us
show some colors.
a color
we'll
code.
send you a couple of different color schemes to look
Send
at.
us it, Michael, if you can send it to us with this background and gold,
Yes.
and just for the heck of it, green with gold. Okay?
Would it be possible
Might look
to get a
nice.
sample?
Yeah.
That we could look
Yes.
at?
Recycling.
I can get a sample made.
Yeah.
No problem.
Ken, one other question, does it have to be Oakland businesses, or can other out-of-town businesses also buy these?
Only
Oh.
Michael, excuse me, can I ask just a quick question?
Maybe.
Is there a provision made, if one of these banners goes up and after a year it gets damaged, it gets wind damaged, torn? How do we deal with it? Does that mean?
They would have to pay for another one. I'm making them aware of what. they're
Okay, no,
gonna
that's
do.
fine, as long as we make them aware, but that's, okay, perfect, good, glad it's taken care of.
And there might be additional availability if a business goes out of business, unfortunately.
They don't get a rebate if
No,
they go out
no,
of
no, but
business.
I'm saying somebody else on the list can move it.
So you said the business has to be Oakland, so what happens if you're a resident of Oakland, but your business is in Franklin Lakes?
Doesn't count.
It has to be an Oakland-based business.
So it's
Sorry.
Oakland only? Okay.
Has to be Oakland.
I'm strictly
I could
business
get
to
a banner.
business.
You could get a banner there, yes.
Yeah, I can get a banner.
We're hoping.
All right.
Michael, thank you.
Okay.
Good job, Michael.
$12.50.
Okay. So checking on colors.
$12.50.
Any other work session? Under new business, well, it's old business, any new business?
Mayor?
Yes, otherwise I'm bringing up old business.
Oh, is that for Mr. Marcos?
Yes.
Okay. I thought
So
you-
I'll bring that up as old business, because it's
Okay.
already
All right.
been, it's not new business.
I just didn't want you to.
Yeah. So, under old business, Peter Marcos has presented at least 2 times that I'm aware of, that I recall, although tonight it seems like I'm not recalling much. about your sculpture and having it displayed at the Veterans Park. We'll do that during open portion. So we're going to, but with my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's my understanding that it was the alternative option was to go into Great Oak Park, and that you were supposed to meet with the Great Oak Park Committee. So during the open portion, if you can come up and just correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, council committee reports. Where should we start this tonight? Anybody want to start? Well, I think you should start because the Easter egg hunt is very important.
Okay, yes, that's what I was gonna lead with. Public events. Just before I begin, please remember, we always seem to need new members on the Public Events Committee. So you could come and help us with the egg hunt, the Christmas tree and Hanukkah lighting, the carnival, the Halloween parade, the cleanups. We get our finger in everything in Oakland, the public events. It's a great organization, great group of people. We'd love to have you on the team. The egg hunt is this Saturday, 4/8. It starts at 9:30. We have some activities, so you get there 9:30, get there early, and then at 10 o'clock we're going to have the actual egg hunt. There'll be a separation for the younger kids and the older kids, so nobody's getting pushed around. And there'll be some refreshments, some activities, a new surprise, and just a great time. And like the mayor said, there is a rain date for Sunday, but it looks like we got lucky. It looks like Friday's not so nice, Sunday's not so nice, but Saturday's beautiful. So once again, Public Events is looking forward to a great event. And then school's out. Everybody's enjoying the week off. It starts Monday, the 15th. And then finance, we've been working on the budget. We introduced the budget tonight. It was a lot of work. The mayor and council did a lot of homework. The finance, the CFO and the business borough administrator and all their work is much appreciated, and here's to a wonderful job. Thank you very much, and that's all I have.
School board election.
School board election is on April 16th. Don't forget to go out and vote, and you could wish me a happy anniversary on that day, too.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Eric?
Thank you. Okay, an important message from Rec. This has to do with summer camp. The next registration is Tuesday. Registration dates are Tuesday, April 16th, Wednesday, April 17th, and Thursday, April 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Danny D building on Longlaw Drive. That's going to be followed by Monday, April 22nd, Tuesday, April 23rd, and Wednesday, April 24th, 7 to 9, Danny D building. Now, it's really important that you make these dates. If you do not make these dates, you will be waitlisted for your child to get into rec camp. If you attend these dates and register, your child will be guaranteed to get in rec camp. So please try and make those dates if you want your child to go to rec camp. Also, as the mayor pointed out, the bathrooms, we're still waiting on the petitions for the bathrooms by the Danny D building. Hopefully we'll receive those Monday, get it approved and inspected by Wednesday, and probably, hopefully, well, at the end of next week or next week, those bathrooms will be completed. Also, I attended at the public library. They had a performance called Victorian Magic, which took place on Friday, March 29th from 7 to 8:30. It was a wonderful program which was attended by children and seniors, and it was a really nice cross-section of people. There were approximately 80 people there. And I got to tell you, the magician was pretty fantastic. And the most important thing to keep in mind was this was also paid for by a grant that the library had solicited for. So it's nice to see that the library is really providing these services to the town and the residents with these programs of culture. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Oh, so you can take that.
Okay, very good. Senior report. The senior center is officially open, as the mayor has indicated. It opened on Monday, April 8th. The mayor and I were at the center early Monday to welcome the center, which has been closed for the last 3 months. A new fire suppression system has been installed, as well as new LED fluorescent lighting and new ceiling tiles. It looks fabulous. Please come down and visit the senior center if you haven't already done so. And just to let you know, all the funds we needed to pay for this fire suppression system, we received from CDBG in a block grant from last year's application. Rich and I went last week and met again at the Wyckoff Borough Hall, and we have an application in, and we won funding for the emergency generating system at the senior center, which will be installed once we get the funding source. And I think the requested amount was 130, and because there were so many towns up in this area, we actually split up a bundle of money, and we got $103,000 towards the 130. So it paid for about 85% of the emergency generating system. That doesn't come out of your tax dollar. So that's a good thing. Okay, also at the senior center, bingo scheduled for Thursday, April the 18th. There is the instructional golf clinic, which is scheduled for Wednesday, April 17th and the 24th at 11 a.m. This is a free program open to all levels of skills. However, participants are asked to bring one golf club, and that's a 7-iron, would be preferred. Golf balls will be provided, and you are asked to meet at the senior center. All those interested are asked to sign up with Ariel in person or by phone at 201-405-7731.
And John, you said the golf clubs have numbers on them, huh?
Yeah, they do. They're irons and woods, Pat. We'll have a session for you later on.
Thank you.
The senior center now has an email list. Monthly updates and important communications will be sent via email to those on the list. For any one resident interested in joining the email list, please reach out to Ariel in person, by phone, or by email at seniors@oakland-nj.org to be added to the list. We'd like to welcome our seniors to a new craft club. It's Crafts and Coffee, which will meet every Tuesday starting on April the 9th at 1 p.m. And residents are encouraged to bring any crafts they're working on, knitting, color point, coloring, needlepoint, and enjoy some coffee and company while they work. Coloring supplies are available for anyone not working on a project and would like to join. And starting on Tuesday, for all those into physical fitness, Don, you might want to join us. On Tuesday, May 7th, the Senior Center will begin a weekly walking club, which will continue on every Tuesday during the months of May and June, starting at 9:30 a.m., weather permitting. Each walk will last about 30 minutes, and there will be a special guest from town on each walk.
They asked me to walk with them.
Special guests will be picked out of a hat.
I know, they asked me if I'd be willing to walk.
Just stop into Ariel's office and let her know you're attending, or give her a call at 201-405-7731. Okay, on to my DPW report. As of April the 9th, all 9 structures contracted for demolition have been taken down. The contractor is separating all the construction debris, and any suitable materials will be recycled as per his contract. Abandonment of the septic tank should occur by the end of the week. Site restoration, grading, and seeding should take place by April the 19th. On Monday, April the 15th, concrete work associated with the road resurfacing project will begin for completion of the 2018 road resurfacing project. This portion of the program will include installation of handicap ramps, then milling and paving will follow until completed. The streets affected are as follows: Chickasaw Drive, Pima Court, West Sheffield Street, Saratoga Drive, Gates End, Post Road, and the First Aid Squad parking lot. Prior to milling and paving, the roads affected will be posted with no parking signs, and residents are asked to pay attention to the dates and these very important no parking signs posted in the areas that have been indicated. Since our last meeting on March 27th, the DPW has filled another 179 potholes throughout the borough and will continue to do so as needed. Great job by the DPW team, by the way. We continue to ask residents to report potholes by filling out a service request on the website or by calling the DPW building directly at 201-337-8103. And as I had previously indicated in my report, the senior center with the fire sprinkler upgrades. But I do want to say that when the mayor and I were there, the DPW employees were at the center, repainting, repairing any areas that were disturbed during the construction, and also repointing all the furniture back into the building, which is in a holding container outside. And while we were there, they were hanging curtains. So they were being very productive, and they put the senior center back into better condition than it was before. And I don't know if you found out, Rich, but did we get an okay on dimming the lights, if we could?
We will be able to dim them. The architect's gonna give me specifics on
The dimmers, yeah.
on the dimmers themselves.
Because it's got a
Certain-
special load for...
Right.
Okay, very good. Okay, so it's all good. And water and sewer, some of us are taking a trip down to Trenton tomorrow to continue the completion of our WIMP application and WIMP program, which is going towards the realization that we're getting sewers in town. So I look forward to that. And Friday morning, we have a water and sewer meeting at Borough Hall. Thank you, Mayor.
What time is the water and sewer meeting?
I believe it's 9?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock? Yeah.
I think in the,
Everybody's on time?
I think in the future we should have a special meeting for John's report.
Your turn,
Okay.
John, I used to get it in the neck when I had it, that's okay.
your turn.
Very informative, John, thank you. Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Is it on your computer or on paper?
No, it's on paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to make his pages change, but it didn't work.
I'm way ahead of these guys, these newcomers. On April the 16th is the next Board of Health meeting, which I will be attending. And unfortunately, I missed the last Environmental Commission due to our budget meeting. And that's it, Mayor, thank you.
Oh, okay, oh, Councilman.
Well, that's why you said that.
Thank you, Mayor. The Flood Commission did not meet this week due to an outbreak of stomach flu and people
Measles.
having babies. The Shade Tree Commission met the first Monday of the month. We are discussing redoing some of our tree ordinances with regard to private property. And we will be having an Arbor Day proclamation at the next council meeting. And the Shade Tree will be meeting on the first Monday of May. And the Flood Commission, barring, stomach viruses, will be meeting on the second Monday in May. Take it away, Bob.
And planning board tomorrow night.
And planning board tomorrow night here.
Correct.
That's right. Here you can see the planning board in action. Class
Councilman.
1 and 2 and 3 people and everything.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, no, wait.
So, public safety, not too much to report other than we had a public safety meeting on Monday with the police and with OEM. Go over some grant opportunities and staffing issues. It was a very productive meeting. Municipal Alliance, I have nothing on. They haven't met in a while, and I didn't make the last meeting. They only meet once a quarter. And park report, for Great Oak Park, report from Mike. He writes, the Potash family, through their company, James Construction, have once again come through for the Borough of Oakland. This week, they have begun the work to complete the Great Lawn, which includes cleaning up all of the organic debris, which they will use to fill in holes in the lawn and create a berm around the edges and smooth out the entire lawn area. Once they are finished with their work, the DPW will spread a specific grass seed chosen by Boswell Engineering that requires little water and little to no fertilizer. The seeds and the hay that will be laid down were all paid for by Great Oak Park funding efforts, and they expect this final work on Great Oak Lawn to be completed by Monday. Of all the things about Great Oak Park, the Great Lawn and the band shell have generated the most excitement. It's been 7 years of planning, environmental studies, DEP visits, and the LOI, et cetera, but the lawn will finally be completed within a few days. We will now allow the seeds to germinate into a lawn over the next couple of months before we determine when to add the band shell, which the park committee already has the funds for and also did not cost the taxpayers anything. The plan is to finish the driveway by the end of this year, so along with the band shell, events may begin to take place on the Great Lawn next summer.
Wow, that's great.
Councilman Knapp, just one question. The environmental, some members on the environmental commission were concerned about the fertilizer that's going to be used on the Great Lawn, but I understand from Mr. Coons, isn't that correct, that we use environmentally acceptable fertilizer?
Yeah, it's all phosphate-free in accordance with our own stormwater management regulations.
Just one.
Organic, I believe.
Yeah, just one, in
addition
case
to that-
anybody else is concerned about
That's a
that.
good point. In addition to that, we also they're building a berm around the lawn to keep everything contained as well.
Keep the energy from the water from going into the streams and stuff.
So that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Coons,
Did you
Mr.
talk about the drill, the fire department that invited us to participate? You could talk about it.
All right, so we had on the houses on the end of Roosevelt, before they knocked them all down, the fire department was there last Monday doing their final drill. And they smoked up the houses. I brought the mayor in so she could see, or not see, what it's like inside a simulated fire, a house filled with smoke. And then, I wish I had pictures up on the screen.
I'm glad you don't.
I would have been there, Bob, but I'm allergic to smoke.
It's always April 24th. So Rich actually donned a full set of fire gear, including the Scott pack, and went in and saw exactly what the fire department does, so I think it was very beneficial.
I have
for
photos.
everyone.
I'm also allergic to canvas, which I think is
So,
influential.
Had chicken, and just coming up with
I have
excuses.
allergies. I have allergies.
Actually, and we were told that to get dressed in your outfit, it's a minute.
Maybe when we were younger.
Depends on the range.
Well, Mr. Kunz exceeded the
Yes, I
time.
did. Yes,
He
I
had
did.
trouble getting in and out
Several
of the,
factors in
Well, when
that.
you slide down the pole, don't you have your boots at the bottom of the pole?
Yeah, that's it.
And for however long it took me to get into the gear, it took me 3 times as long to get out of it,
with help,
with help.
with help.
We helped them get it on,
But
too.
thank you to the volunteer firemen who helped us. I mean, and of course, riding in the fire truck, you get to see that, what is frightening is that people did not know this was not a real fire, it was just a drill. And they ignored the fire trucks. And I hope that you understand that if you have a fire, you want the fire department there as quickly as possible. So if you see fire engines coming or emergency personnel, just move over and let them pass.
Even people with blue lights.
Well, that's why
Because
it's
they're
an
the ones
emergency
trying to
personnel.
get to the
I've
fire
seen
department.
that, I've seen people cut off ambulances.
Yes.
Just, have respect for the road and, care about them because
Someday you might
unfortunately,
need them.
someday you might need them. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Don, it's going on the agenda next meeting.
Yeah, no, this
Oh.
has nothing to do with that.
Oh,
I have
oh.
another question.
Oh,
The school board election, I know that has to cost this council or this town money. I get a ballot in the mail and then the county is involved in counting it. Isn't there some way that that election can be combined with our regular election in November
That's a heck of an idea.
and
Don.
save the town a lot of money?
Mr.
Don,
Tony?
every time I go to the school board meeting, when we have a joint meeting, I talk about it. I even went around with the petitions initially, and I couldn't get enough signatures in the time frame that I was allotted.
What kind of signatures do you need? Doesn't
What did
this
you need,
council have
200 at the time?
But
They
Don-
didn't give me
but
enough
Don-
time.
If they did do that, and the school budget stays under 2%, you don't get to vote on it.
Well,
That's the difference. That's the
Okay.
trade-off. The
Sure.
trade-off is that, at least now, no matter what the budget is, you get to vote for it.
I
If
get
you-
the, yeah, but if it's, if it's under 2%, it gets approved anyway, whether the town approves it or not. whether the vote's approved or not.
We
But
tried,
you have an opportunity.
Wait a minute, does,
we tried.
We tried,
You
though.
school board, you have to get people to get to that school
does
board.
hold it, I just have a question. Does the council have the authority to change that without the school board
I think we
approval?
do.
Yes.
We do.
Okay,
Do your
if the
research
council
then.
has the authority to do it, and the council would like to be fiscally responsible, why don't we do this? How much does it cost to run this entirely separate election? How
About
much?
10 grand.
20,
No, about 30 grand.
Oh, geez.
20 to 30,000.
$30,000 to run an election, which you have the power to change, even if the
One
school board
person is
doesn't.
running unopposed.
I know.
The school budget is always passed, as far as I can remember. I can't
One's
remember the
been-
last time it failed, a long time ago.
2006 or 7.
Well, that's a long time ago, it's
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, right.
And that's when you wanted to build a whole new middle school.
No, that was.
All right, well, anyway, the point is, there's a $30,000 saving on the board that this council has the ability to save for the town of Oakland, and yet it doesn't happen. And you don't need school board approval, we don't need to go to the school board to get them to agree to it. It's up to you guys.
We will bring it up,
Agreed.
yes. Can you
I-
please put that on the agenda?
Sure.
For discussion?
Do you want it on the next meeting?
Yes, and Brian, if you could hand out,
Yeah,
submit the ordinance on the statute on how we do that.
We'll give this back.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Now-
I'd like to ask Russ, do you have any input on that? I mean, do you know what the school's opinion or feeling is on that?
Whenever we talk about it with the school would prefer to keep it in April. They believe it's important to have the vote, to be able to vote on the budget. My personal opinion, I don't like mixing the school board and the general election. It just brings politics into something that's really not political. But
But the problem
But
is,
the
the
whole thing is that
regional
that's-
is, we brought this up a couple of times
I-
already. The regional is in November, it's only the local, and there's one person, I can't remember the last time, there was more than one person running for a seat.
I'd also like to
we've
say
had
that
unopposed
I-
elections in town too, for
Exactly.
council, for council.
I'd like-
Exactly, last time you ran.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd also like to say, one of the reasons the school board wants to keep it that way is because they know no one comes out to vote for it, and
Exactly.
therefore,
Actually,
they just get a
it's an
few
easy
people
way to
out
steal an election.
to support them, and they steal an election.
and that's an easy way for someone else
At
to.
least if it's on in November, the whole town will have an opportunity to vote for these people.
But if you
Thank you.
look
All right,
at
we'll
it, people
discuss it the next
don't
meeting.
vote.
Well, yeah, people don't vote now, but in November, if
They
they're
don't vote in
then-
November.
Well,
They don't.
more do than vote
They
in the school
don't.
board.
It drops off. They just vote for the vote for the council candidates,
Oh, okay.
and then it drops off. for
We'll
the-
look at this
Even if-
November, we'll look at how
But-
many vote in the regional versus how many vote in the
And
municipal.
even if they don't vote, I mean, it's on the ballot and they don't vote for anyone, you're still saving $30,000.
And
Thank you.
I don't think it's $30,000.
And I believe it was 276 people that voted in the last school board election, out of 9,000.
Okay.
All right, Thank
There
you.
you go.
Okay, Mr.
Thank
Marquis,
you.
you're on.
Peter Marcus, 125 Mandigo Avenue. Good evening, everybody. Mayor, to answer your question about meeting with the Commissioner Guardino, I did have a phone conversation with him about the sculpture being located possibly in Great Oak Park. He said in the last meeting that as long as the council and mayor approve of the sculpture, he'll put it in any park, but he thinks he can find room for it.
But I
at
thought you wanted to make it a
Great Oak Park.
cultural area. I thought it wasn't just your one sculpture. I thought we were going to make it into an artistic and cultural
Uh,
area.
I only had the discussion with him about the one sculpture.
Did you go to the committee?
No, I did not. I just met with, or I had a phone conversation with the commissioner. But there was really a broader issue at the last meeting, and there was I'll call it a lively debate and testimony about the sculpture. And after hearing that, and after hearing some of the comments from the council, I wrote a letter to the council, and I made changes to the art to I hope would satisfy everybody. I removed a image of a gun and replaced it with a sword. I put clothes on the sculpture, on the figures. So I think I addressed everything that was of concern to them. And based on that meeting of last meeting, I had asked if the council and the mayor would please consider 3 different resolutions. And one was to basically accept the sculpture as a gift, and that will give me the green light to go ahead and raise money for it and have it fabricated. And 2, I wanted to retain the copyright of the art so that if I wanted to reproduce it, whether it's an image or a full sculpture, I would have the rights to do that and make money on it if I wanted to. And the last thing was about the liability of the art. Once I have it installed and the council and perhaps the DPW inspects it to make sure that it is installed in a good workmanship manner and it's sturdy, then I want to be absolved from any kind of liability, whether it be property damage or human damage, injury from the art. Namely, if somebody climbs on it and hurts themselves, I don't want to be liable for that. So those are really the 3 resolutions I was asking for. The council attorney was going to review those and draw something up.
Yeah,
And
just so you know that even if, let's say we said, okay, you're not liable, and someone did get hurt, they would still sue you.
Oh.
They would add your name to it, I'm sure.
Okay, all right.
Just so you know.
Okay,
That's the way the world is now.
right, okay.
But,
But really, the main concern, I think, was the public comment about the sculpture and the gun that was displayed in it. And so I removed that, and as I said, I put clothes on the figures, so.
personally, I would feel comfortable if you met with the committee, the Great Oak Park Committee, rather than just Mike,
Okay,
and find out what area they're talking about.
Do you want a memo from them or a letter from the rec?
Something to
right?
say,
Yeah.
that they're
Okay.
fine. The other question was, like I said, I thought it was going to be like a garden of art, an area where we could put other art and cultural. And that's what I thought. And I was under the misimpression, and correct me again, that it was going to cost us some money.
no.
Nothing. Okay.
No, I was going to raise money for it and have it fabricated and have it installed on my own. I think my cost is going to be around $20,000, so it wouldn't cost the town anything.
Okay.
I would like if the town could provide a level, cleared area.
But that's the committee.
That the DPW might clear and level, but otherwise I'll have a landscaping company build the pedestal out of cement blocks, and then I will have either them or the company that fabricates the sculptural image set it into the pedestal.
So, yes, so I'm personally under my impression, and people, speak, but you should make a time when you could go to the committee and have them say, yes, this would be a great spot, and that's the area.
Okay.
Am I, anybody else?
No, we haven't had a meeting since the last time Peter was here, so he hasn't had that opportunity yet.
Right. Speak up.
Well, after, when you were here the last time, I'm sorry. So after your last time here, and I thought a lot about what you said, and I thought a lot about what the American Legion had to say, and I sympathize with their position, and I think that because they are, as you said, Mayor, the stewards of Veterans Park, not having it there is fine. I have a little bit of a problem with art being censored in general. And if we don't put it in Veterans Park, which they don't want it, and that's fine, I think you should be able to put your art up the way you want. Now, that brings up the part about what would we have to prohibit? What would we want to prohibit if we did this art garden that we did talk about the last time? So I did speak to the administrator just to go to, I think you said Michael's working on this?
Yeah, after the first presentation, we started, reaching out to some other communities, finding out how they're structured, because some have arts councils and the like. So we've done some research that we can circulate to everybody and, kind of get a feel for how other communities, approach the whole issue of, what do you select, what don't you select, where do you cite it, how do you do that, how do you raise funds, and those sorts of issues. And then maybe we can, circle back, look at all of that, and decide how to move forward. Okay.
What he said,
What did I say?
what you just said.
Oh, okay.
Did you
I'm
want to say
agreeing.
something while you're on the committee?
Excuse me?
Bobby's on the Great Oak Park Committee.
No, I'll wait till he comes, Peter comes to the meeting.
Okay.
and-
So,
I'm just
that's all I
happy-
wanted to
So,
say.
Councilman and Mayor, so the commission really needs to meet. You don't want to just go with what the commissioner had to say. You
No,
want
I think you should
You want a
sit
letter
with-
from
It's
their.
it's a voting commission.
Okay,
I think it's the first Wednesday in May, I think.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, first Wednesday in May, I think is the next meeting.
Okay.
Well, we'll check with Mike and we'll let you know for sure.
And Mayor, just to add another thought process about how it would be presented in the park, there is the obvious one, like you said, make a location for all artwork. But a lot of artists don't want to be separate, don't want to be compiled into with other artwork. I've been to parks where artwork is situated on a pathway, and as you're walking, you come along another piece of art, and then another piece of art. In fact, it was in Europe that I saw this. We walked through a park, and you go every several hundred feet, and there's another piece of artwork. So to give the allocation of the presence of that piece of artwork all by itself,
Well, that's why you should go to the
It's right.
committee,
Yeah.
and they can come up with these ideas.
it's just an idea that I just want to throw out there.
I do think, Councilman, that you'll find that, art is expensive. And you have to find people that are willing to do it for nothing for the town. And that might be a tall order for most artists. So you might be waiting a long time for an art park to actually materialize. And when it comes to, judging the aesthetics of one sculpture versus another, and one special interest group has something to say about whether it's a sword or a gun, or, you're going to have a lot of discussion. If you've got 20 sculptures, you're going to have about 10 meetings per sculpture. So, it can be a monumental task, to put a pun in there.
Anybody else? Comments? All right, so we wait to hear.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your, continued patience.
Thank you.
Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid.
Excuse me,
Councilman?
Mayor?
Yes.
I just have one quick thing, if you don't mind.
About this?
No. I had met with Boswell Engineering. They reworked their numbers for the hockey rink, and they were actually gonna do the hockey rink. And John?
Yes, sir.
I think
Confirm
what
it.
You came up with what, about a $10,000 savings, was it, or seven?
I basically said that I would bring it under budget by maybe half to two-thirds.
So we're gonna get the hockey rink done since it's.
Excellent.
We thank you guys for that, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was your,
It's
your
Kevin
That
B-
was him, he did.
that was your B meeting on Tuesday night.
Yes. Thanks, Lou.
Councilman. Tell me.
Yeah, go ahead now, Russ, it's cool.
Thank you. Bills to be paid, $161,114.88. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Motion to close.
So moved.
All in
Adjourn.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next meeting is Wednesday, April 24th, and remember, it's Student Government Night. Look forward to seeing you all then.